Practice Speaking Test 4.
Good afternoon. My name is Deborah. Could you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Pilar María del Carmen Montes de Oca Loaiza.
May I check your identification, please?
Would you like to see my passport?
Thank you. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm a student.
And what are you studying at the moment?
At the moment, I'm studying theater studies.
And why did you choose to study theatre studies?
Because I arrived here 5 years ago and my background is in theater. In my home country, in Ecuador, I was studying theater and I was also working as an actor and as a director.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the opportunity to go overseas to England and study theater there. But once I moved to Australia, I thought it was going to be a good idea to get into the profession again and start all over again from the basics. So I thought it would be good to do some drama studies. And that's why I joined it. And I'm learning so much at the moment. I'm very excited about all these amazing teachers I have. And I can understand now how the business works. And the main thing about my theater studies is after that, it's going to lead me to a real theater. I have to see how it works in real life in Australia. And I thought that was going to be important for me.
Okay, and what do you hope to do when you've finished your current studies?
When I finish, I really would like to work in the area because I'm also a teacher, so I would like to combine my teaching skills with my theater skills. So I know it's hard to get a job as a theater director or as an actor anywhere in the world and in Australia as well. So I'm hoping, of course, once I finish, to be able to direct plays and to work on projects, to work for the community and with the community. But I'm also hoping perhaps to get some work as a teacher where I can combine also my skills in theater.
And how do you spend your spare time?
Oh, I love swimming and I love dancing. So those are the two activities I mainly do when I have the opportunity. But then sometimes when I'm at home, I love reading and I love to read novels or poetry or theater as well.
And when you go out, do you usually go out alone or with others?
It depends. Australian life is very busy. So sometimes I have to go on my own. Usually if I go swimming, I go on my own. If I go to the beach, sometimes I go with friends. So it depends. But I don't mind being on my own.
And is there a particular time in the week when you prefer to go out?
Not really. Mainly in the afternoon. It depends on the season. Sometimes I like in the morning, early morning. I love walking as well. So usually I tend to do that around 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
And do you think it is important to do some regular exercise?
I think it's vital for everyone. I think it's part of life. And the good thing about Australia is I wish there are less cars, but also because I love walking, it's okay. I can do a lot of exercises, and I think it's so important for everyone. We should do that, really. We all should go out and enjoy ourselves, do a bit of exercises, because the society is becoming bigger as well. You know, the size, people are getting bigger and bigger, so I think it's important to do it. You know, jogging or walking or swimming, it's important.
Why?
Because if you are not happy with your body, it's very hard to be happy with everything else. I think your body is the base of your life, and mind and body are always connected. And if you don't exercise your body, you don't exercise your mind. And I think once you walk or once you swim, it's a good chance to really think who you are and what you want in life and what things can you do. And
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I'd like to ask you to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on a topic. You have 1 minute to think about what you might say. And here is a pencil and paper to make notes. Here is your topic. I'd like you to describe someone you admire very much.
The candidate now has 1 minute to make notes and prepare an answer.
Thank you. Can you start speaking now, please? You have 1 to 2 minutes.
I have a person who I really admire, and it's an ex-teacher from university. Her name is Cecilia Vera. She's a wonderful, talented lady. She's around 60. She's married and has 4 kids. But what I really admire of her is because she has the time to raise her family and at the same time to teach kids at school and teach kids at primary school as well. And then she went on and was teaching at university. And I had the privilege to meet her when I was 15, and then when I was 20, I went to uni, and she really encouraged me to write. She opened a lot of windows for me through the literature, and she taught me how to analyze texts, and she made me love literature. I think that's something very hard, because when you are at a school, you don't really want to learn a lot about literature. You just want to play around with your friends. But she was a teacher that really, really kept us captivated by all these stories and all these composers and songwriters and writers in general. And she played us some music, and she read poems for us, and we watched films and we discussed. And I think that was so important to have her as a teacher, because she really made us see the world in a different way. We were studying mainly in a Catholic school, and we couldn't analyze things. But once we had our literature teacher, we were able to expand our whole world. And I think what she really brought us is these differences in life, that literature and life, in a way, they are very similar, but in a way are very different. So we interpreted life in a different way from that point.
Thank you. Is this person admired by others, do you think?
Yes, definitely. I think she made a huge mark in this group that had the opportunity to have her as a teacher. We were like 50 of us, and she did it for many, many years.
What makes a person famous?
I think there are different ways to see what makes a person famous. One is the machinery behind the publicity and the marketing around a person, but I don't think that's a real honest way to be famous. I think if I have to choose, I'd rather be famous for being honest, for being kind, and for trying to help and solve conflicts or problems in the world, instead of being in a magazine, in a cover of a magazine. So by characteristics for a famous person, I will go for honesty and kindness.
Mm-hmm. What kinds of people were famous in your grandparents' time?
Mm-hmm. In my home country, we had mainly 2 political parties, and the heads of those political parties were very famous, especially one guy called Eloy Alfaro, and he made a lot of changes in Ecuador during my grandparents' time, because he gave the vote to women, and he also made it compulsory, the vote for all the citizens in my home country, and he worked for the liberal education, not ties with the religious or anything like that, but very open to everyone.
In your opinion, is being well known easy to live with?
No, I don't think so. I think well known, it can be hard. I think to be famous, sometimes you pay a price for it. So I'd rather be anonymous, I think.
What kinds of people will be famous in the future?
It's sad to say, but I guess the famous people are the ones that people create. And, the media has so much impact on that, and how much it has so much influence on who is famous or who's not famous, who is good or who is bad. The media make us see the world and the people in different ways. So I guess, if you have a machinery behind, you will be famous.
What responsibilities to society do famous people have?
I think they have a huge responsibility, because people really look up on them. They look upon and they want to copy models. I think we are a very sensitive society. They would like just to copy. And if someone is famous, they should use this power to give things back to the community. like for example, the tsunami disaster or things like that, to use this power to call for people to stop children detention, things like that, they should use that in order to make people aware what's going on, not just to be a part of an entertainment, but I think they should have a political voice in the community.
Do you think the children of famous people have an easy time?
No, I don't think so. It must be very, very hard. To live in my home country. I know a lot of famous people, and they always have to have bodyguards, or they have to live behind bars, behind big walls, and children are always protected, and they don't have the freedom. So it's a big price you pay. I don't know why.
Would you like to be famous?
No, not really.
Would being famous change you?
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But I like to be popular, but I don't like to be famous. And I think that's good. I can be popular with my students, with my actors. That's what I like. And I'm happy with that.
And should the media be able to invade the privacy of famous people?
No, I think it should be a very strong and tough code that they shouldn't allow to interfere in people's life, even if they're famous.
Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test.
You're welcome.